Hey everybody, Don Giannetti at Lighting Essentials. We're going to talk a little bit about what I call being a deliberate photographer. It's something I spoke about it when I did the Creative Live classes, and it's something I totally believe in. It's also something I see lacking in a lot of young photographers, not age young photographers, but new photographers, people new to the art of photography. What do we mean by being a deliberate photographer? Well, it means that nothing is left to chance. You don't leave anything to chance. That frame, you own that frame. That little box, you own that box. That corner, that corner, that corner, that corner, you own that box. You're deliberate. Nothing is in that frame that you don't want in there. Nothing. It means that lighting that you've chose, in this case I've got, like side lighting, that's deliberate. Because if I had too much fill over here, it doesn't look good. I want a little bit of drama, so I have that light coming in. I've turned off my backlight I had going for a while because it's just a little bit different light right here. We got more of an overcast sky. It's pretty cool. It means making a shot that looks exactly the way you want it to look. I used to kind of laugh when I would hear people say, well, how'd the film come out? And other than a mechanical error, which sometimes happens, and oh gosh, aren't those fun? But besides a mechanical error, I know how the film came out, or at least I should say I know how the shot came out, because I was very deliberate in what I did. I created the lighting, the exposure, the composition, all of that with extreme deliberateness. So, barring the E6 machine going down, I knew that the pictures had turned out. If it was a picture of a person, and I was concerned that I may not have gotten the shot, I covered it by shooting a crap ton of film, and that's just the way I did it. So yeah, I was very deliberate, and I believe you should be too. It means absolutely no compromises. None. And I hear people compromising all the time or telling me their reason for compromising. And I just don't buy it. There's no reason to compromise. It's your photograph. Now, there's trade-offs that we have to make. We didn't have a fourth light. There was the boom broke, so we had to find another way. Those are trade-offs. But that's not compromising the integrity of the image. That's just mechanics. We have to force our way through that stuff. When I was teaching in a brick and mortar type school, one of the things I would hear is, I didn't see that in the frame. I didn't see it when I was taking the picture. Well, why is that over there? Well, I didn't see it when I was... And I used to say, well, what the hell else did you have to do? Seriously. As a photographer, you pick up a thing, you put it to your eye, which excludes everything else, so that you can focus on that frame inside the camera. What the hell else did you have to do but see what's on there? Oh yeah, nothing. That's your job. Being deliberate. Owning everything. Whether you're on top of it financially right now, you're really rocking, or you're starting out the business and you're socking it away like some of my Project 52 folks they're getting some work and they're socking that money away and they're waiting for, getting more. Or maybe you're just absolutely up against it financially. You have to own that. You're there because of the decisions you made. They may not have been your fault, those decisions, but you made them. They may not have been planned to put you there at the bottom, but you made them. And if you're at the top, you've got to pat yourself on the back. You're there because you made good decisions. Some of them you may have lucked out on. Some of the bad decisions that got made, they were just circumstance, but you still made them. You have to own that. Then you can move forward. You can't move forward when you're playing games about whose fault it was. If I look at a photograph you made and I say, why did you choose f4 instead of f8? Do you have an answer? Can you tell me? Because that's a question. That's a real question about photography. That's a deliberate choice you made to put it on f4 instead of f8. Why? No right or wrong. There just has to be an answer. Has to be a reason why you chose f4 over f8. It has to be a visual reason. Why did you put that lens on there? Why did you put that ISO? What was the reason of not using a tripod? Or why did you use a tripod? Why did you use a softbox instead of a scrim? Why did you use an umbrella instead of a softbox? Why an octabox instead of a scrim? Why? You have to answer those questions because it's your photograph. You made those choices absolutely deliberately. And those are valid questions to help you understand your shot. Now, is it a valid question for somebody else you meet on the street and they go, hey, did you use a softbox or an umbrella? You don't have to tell them. I used to tell them all the time, just use a little flash. Just held it right here. It's a little flash. Just sure looked like a softbox. Oh yeah, it's got a nice diffuser on it. Being able to answer those questions, being able to confront your own work and being able to own your work, the frame, where you are in this business, all that's being deliberate. And it's all stuff that will help you go from point A to point B, from point F to point G. Nothing happens by luck. Nothing just sort of randomly comes out. Why did you use ISO 400 instead of 100? I don't know. That's just what was on the camera. Is that how you're going to move your business forward? No. You have to make deliberate choices. So be deliberate as a photographer. Be deliberate as you're working this business. And think about every single thing you do. You own that frame. You own that moment of exposure. You own the technicality. And you own the aesthetic that comes out of that photograph. Good or bad, it's yours.